Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Smackdown review. As I mentioned yesterday, I will not be doing any more live streams as far as wrestling is concerned the WWE, because it's really terrible right now, and I just can't deal with it. So I just rather do the reviews like I used to do and just leave it at that. I'm hoping that you will be okay with it. But yeah. So anyway, it took place it hailed from Louisville, Kentucky, and the first segment was AJ Styles. He came out and said how much he missed, um, um, how much he missed SmackDown Live, and he said because he came back because overall it's still the house that AJ Styles built. That's what he always said, even though SmackDown's been around way before him came along. But he always said it's the house that AJ Styles built. So despite the fact that he's been drafted to Raw, he still feels it's the house that AJ Styles built. Anyway, now, be it that Mr. McMahon instituted a wildcard rule for Raw and SmackDown, in which it means that if you're brave enough and fast enough, you can cross over to a rival brand, and you can be one of the four to crash the rival brands. Four Raw stars could go to SmackDown, and four SmackDown stars can go to Raw, right? So he said he wanted to be the first one to do it. Yes, and that's why he is here. On that note, Sami Zayn came out and he said he knew that AJ Styles was going to do that, so he figured he'd do the same thing. He had to take advantage of the wild card rule. And because he knew nobody would call AJ out for his toxic ego, which has spiraled out of control. So Sami Zayn says, and then AJ Styles says, "Wow, his nose is burning." He said he's glad that Sammy made it out of the dumpster that Braun threw him in, because on Monday Night Raw, he threw him into the dumpster and he got thrown to the garbage, basically. And he said the least you could have done is take a shower. Because he smells like a foot. So he was still stinking. And Sammy said, "Well, make fun of me because I smell, but the thing is, I took a shower, but it takes a while for the smell to go away." I guess it would. It's not easy to come out, of course not. And then the New Day came out, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, and Kofi Kingston said, "Oh, y'all gonna have a party without me, and he said, let's see what else he says. He said, really, I think Kofi Kingston has had his time, and Money in the Bank, Kevin Owens is gonna beat him for the championship belt. And he says, "Oh, that don't tell me, AJ, you're back here to talk about your architectural doings in SmackDown, and that this is the house that AJ Styles built, but the fact of the matter is he doesn't live here anymore, so he wants to know basically why he is there on SmackDown, saying, what's the purpose of AJ Styles being there, basically confronting him." AJ said, "Well, weren't you on Raw last night?" And when she was, he was on Raw Monday, right? He was on Raw. So AJ said he figured he'd just return the favor, champ, like you know. So yeah, basically they it was like then Sami Zayn interrupted kind of the promo, basically the promo that he was talking to AJ Styles, how Kofi was saying how he's the champ now and all that stuff. Yes. And so basically, Sami Zayn is trying to tell Kofi Kingston that that he loves him and he's going to tell him the truth. And basically stated that the people, these people don't love him like he does, and basically that he doesn't have to challenge everyone and everything, and then if anybody deserves a title shot, it would be him. So Sami Zayn says. So basically, this eventually turned into a triple threat for the WWE Championship between Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, and Kofi Kingston. So, and yeah, Sami Zayn essentially needs to take a shower, I guess, because he seems to be stinking. Of course, he got thrown into the dumpster with God knows what was in there. Oof. But anyway, yeah. And from now on, I'm going to be doing these reviews instead of... And then there was a segment with Kevin Owens, and he said that the reason as advertised, he was supposed to be there, but since it was his birthday, he didn't really want to, celebrate his birthday on Smackdown. So happy birthday to Kevin Owens, right? And he could celebrate any way he wants, and why should he celebrate it on SmackDown? Of course, it makes sense. Okay, then it went into the match with Ali and Andrade, and it's Ali and Andrade, and let's see. I'd rather do it like this. It's so much better, because and Zelina Vega. He said, Zelina Vega basically said how Andrade is a thoroughbred. They always do a promo basically like a promo to intimidate, or And he said, in less than 2 weeks he'll be winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. So basically, this is the promo he does with Zelina Vega before they enter the match. And he's saying how he will become the next WWE champion, and then he was speaking Spanish, basically saying, so that's that for that. They always do that though. So yeah, it was a pretty much competitive match, which was expected, of course. And Randy Orton tried to got involved, so and let me see who won. And let's see who won this match. let's see what happened. But before, like I said, before the match was even finished, Randy Orton attacked both Andrade and Ali. So it was dumb as usual. But Ali was actually, so I think there's gonna be a fight between Ali and Randy Orton because Randy Orton kicked his butt anyway. But yeah, so basically that's what is probably culminating into probably next week. Yeah, and wow, and then there was a segment of Roman Reigns, how he, from 2015 until the time he had leukemia from him beating Brock Lesnar, and then from when he came back and beat Drew McIntyre twice, and they did a big video package on Roman Reigns, and then they wonder why he can't get over as a babyface on people, and how and why people don't like him, right? You can't push people. You can't push someone in someone's face and think that it's gonna be like accepted. You know what I'm saying? People are not that gullible, and they don't really want to. A wrestler gets too saturated, it's like people don't gravitate to them anymore. Just like what happened with John Cena, right? He was, as much as he was beloved, he was hated too. And the same thing is basically happening with Roman Reigns. So, they're gonna crown new tag team champions because of the fact that the Hardys had to relinquish their titles because apparently Jeff Hardy got injured via Lars Sullivan, who was beating up everybody. So Shane McMahon is in the ring and gonna he addressed how he was brutally attacked on Raw by The Miz in a cowardly fashion. It wasn't with intent. It was with a steel chair, and he finds The Miz's actions disgusting, deplorable. But see, The Miz didn't get the job done last night, obviously, right? Nor is he going to get the job done at Money in the Bank, so he says. Because just like at WrestleMania, he is going to emerge from the steel cage with his hands raised up in victory, and everyone's going to hear the best in the world. Shane McMahon is once again victorious. Well, we'll see, just have to see about that, won't we? We'll just have to see about that. Now, SmackDown Championship Division, obviously, the SmackDown Tag Team titles had to be vacated by the Hardy Boys last week because of the legitimate injury of Jeff Hardy. So he's not able to compete, therefore they had to forfeit the titles, as I've said before. Now, he was thinking, who would be worthy of the tag team champions? He skirted around the roster, and then, of course, it was staring right at front page, and it was very simple. So, ladies and so he introduced the worthy tag team of Daniel Bryan and Rowan, and Eric Rowan. And So basically, he was basically going to give the titles to them. But then the Usos from from Raw came out and basically and basically so basically he's challenging he he's they're saying that they deserve the tag team title championship. So basically then a match between the Usos and Rowan and Daniel Bryan um, happened for the to determine who the SmackDown champions would be. So that's basically why they were there. It would have been good, it would be good if the Usos won. That way, it could be a unification tag team title match. They need to unify those titles because it's not making no sense that there's not enough tag teams to on each brand. So basically, that's why they came out like that. Well, they had to determine a SmackDown tag team champion, so that's why. And proceeded the match between the Usos and Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, right? And and there was a tall chaos at the outside, fighting outside. Then basically with a slam on one of the Usos, I guess it was Jimmy Uso, and they are clogged by Rowan, and that's it. They crowned the new champion in Rowan and Daniel Bryan. So winners, the new tag team champions on SmackDown are Rowan and Bryan. Well, in a way I'm happy because the Usos are really the champions already at Raw, so they don't want to unify the titles, so that's why. So there you go. It's not like they have much tag teams anyway, so I don't know what they're doing, but anyway, we'll see how this team should be good, because not so much because of Daniel Bryan, but more or less because of Eric Rowan, right? Oh, and the Firefly Funhouse with Bray Wyatt. And he said, "Oh, today is going to be really, really fun." And then Mercy the Buzzard was chewing on something, and he said, "Oh, it's nothing." And he said, "No, what do you have?" Basically, come on. We're all friends here. Show us what you have. he ate rambling rabbit. Rambling, and he said, "What have you done?" He said, "I despise rambling rabbit. He's trying to adhere to his bohemian world of ideology. You know what I mean? Oh, it's and he said, and why he said it's perfectly okay to express yourself any way you want, whether it's painting, flying a kite, or ripping ramblings to rabbits to the feet. No matter what, just like I was, you can be forgiven and rewarded, and you're gonna be rewarded for what you did." I think it's picnic time, and then they show these kids with sombreros and glasses, and really look like zombified, and they basically look miserable. So basically, Wyatt said, "If you let me in, I'll come in. If you let me in, you just gotta let me in, and I'll come in." So whatever that was all about, it seems a little creepy, and it's gonna get creepier by the week, I'm sure. But still think, I don't know, it's a little strange to me. But yeah. So basically, that's what the deal was with that segment. To me, I don't know. I mean, it seems like a creepy Mr. Rogers or something, or Pee Wee Herman, or Steve from Blue's Clues or something. But it gets creepy, you know. It's a bit creepy, and that's what his character is, like a split personality, right? So that they're playing off that, and that's how it's working, right? Now, Shane McMahon is in the ring with the Money in the Bank's briefcase. I guess for the men and women too. So he wants to give some information concerning the Money in the Bank ladder match. The superstar man or woman that can ascend from and grab that Money in the Bank briefcase is almost guaranteed to become a champion, which is true, because they are next to get a championship title match. That's what it's all about, basically. And he was trying to, and in the middle of the speech of that, the Miz came and attacked him and threw him in the barricade from pillar to post, and just kicked McMahon's butt, and yeah, there it goes. And McMahon was scurrying like a little child, like scared and begging and stuff. He acts so tough when the Miz is not around, but when the Miz is all right and is, and then comes the B team and attacked the Miz, but of course Shane McMahon has to have some kind of backup, because he can't beat the Miz by himself. But when the steel cage match happens, he ain't got nowhere to escape. So let's see what happens with that deal. And then when he was down, of course, when the Miz was down, Shane got a steel chair and hit him across the back, and that was that. And then in backstage, Rowan and Brian was, very proud with their titles, and Heavy Machinery was back there, and they congratulated them. And I guess, you know what? If Heavy Machinery was to face them, They could give them a run for their money. They seem like big tough guys. I don't know. But they didn't have much ring um, experience, at least not on the main roster anyway. But that's probably what's gonna happen. Okay, so out comes Ember Moon, and she was faced. She and Carmella faced Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. I particularly like Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. They work really good together. Now I don't know how Ember Moon and Carmella work, as far as tag team, you know. It's like they seem to have Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville seem to have that they gel good together. They have that connection, that rapport. But I think that Ember Moon and Carmella being teamed together is kind of dumb to me, because I don't think they have that. They don't gel. They can't gel if haven't been a real tag team. And I suppose that's why they lost, because they don't gel good together. And Mandy Rose just slammed Ember Moon with a slam like that, and they won. Then Paige comes out with Asuka and Kairi Sane, who she represents. And basically, they say Paige is saying how Asuka and Kairi Sane are going to whip through the tag team women's division. We'll see. We'll just have to see. So basically, they want to challenge Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville next week, which they will be in London, England. That should be a good one. And then, backstage. Anyway, Matt Hardy was backstage. And he was asked how he felt about what happened, how he had to relinquish, how it was such a heartbreaking moment, and he's had a successful surgery, thank God. He'll be back stronger and better than ever, faster than ever. Good. I hope so. And then, oh goodness gracious, wasn't it? The R-Truth came out and said he wanted to, talk to Matt Hardy about Lars Sullivan, how vicious he was, and everything like that. And there appears Lars Sullivan, and basically Lars Sullivan kicked both their butts. I mean, he just threw Matt Hardy through the backstage door, and destroy. Basically, as much as R-Truth fights, there's no way he can deal with this monster known as Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan just slammed R-Truth onto the through a table backstage, and so basically left Carnage as he does every single week. He's just wreaking havoc. So basically, they're portraying him good as the monster, but was he gonna have a fight eventually against R-Truth? R-Truth doesn't have a chance in hell against Lars Sullivan, not for nothing, but he doesn't. I'm sorry to say that, but it is what it is. The truth is the truth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless he pulls a miracle. And there we have the next segment. We have Aleister Black with in the background, but all black, and he's dressed in black. And he said, anyone who has been rejected by those whose acceptance and affirmation should be instinctual. I don't know, he's saying some things. So he's saying some words that he's I don't know, saying some words. He's just saying some strange speech that I can't really explain. It's just like, he's just creepy and how his basically he says that his opponents are the embodiment of his sins, that he and he has revealed forgiveness for his own sins. He shall seek absolution in the form of victory. Whatever. It's like he's trying to be like a new Bray Wyatt or something. I just hope he wins. That's all. Because Bray Wyatt, when he was doing those gimmicks, he was not winning. Just saying. Anyway. I guess here comes the main event with AJ Styles, right? Like I told you, the main event is AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. I can't understand Aleister Black's character too much. I think it's like a cross between Bray Wyatt's old character and like trying to be like Undertaker, kind of creepy devil worship. I don't know. Creepy. Well, let's see if it works in his favor. We'll see. We'll just have to see. Well, anyway, we'll just have to see, right? We'll just really have to see about that. So there was interference from Kevin Owens. Well, Kevin Owens came out and Kevin Owens tried to make an appearance to distract Kofi Kingston, but Kofi Kingston actually pinned Sami Zayn to retain the WWE Championship. So basically, Kevin Owens did not accomplish, I guess, what he wanted to, he didn't cause too much of a distraction, because he attacked, Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods was taking the bumps for Kofi Kingston really being a good friend there. Well, and then basically, I know these are like nonsensical. They don't make any sense. I know they don't. And it's the brand split should really end. To tell you the truth, I think the brand split is it should be no more. This wild card stipulation is kind of dumb, but well, let's see if it gets the ratings up, right? Because the ratings have been really bad. So yeah. So basically, SmackDown ended with Kofi Kingston retaining his WWE Championship, and when he faced Sami Zayn and AJ Styles, and Rowan and Daniel Bryan became the new tag team champions when they defeated the Usos. Right? They were gonna essentially be giving it the titles, but the Usos stepped in, but to no avail to them. Right. So basically, it ends with Kofi tending to Xavier Woods, and so SmackDown fades to black, and that concludes my review. And I will be doing reviews from now on. I'm as far as live feeds, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more wrestling WWE live feeds. I'm just going to be doing reviews. I hope you enjoy it. Please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for listening. And you have a wonderful day. And I love you all. Mwah.